Module 5, Security and Monitoring. Kubernetes Security Best Practices. Securing Kubernetes is critical to ensure that your containerized applications are protected from cyber attacks and unauthorized access. Here are some Kubernetes security best practices. 1. Use RBAC. Role-Based Access Control, RBAC, is a Kubernetes feature that allows you to define and enforce fine-grained access controls for your cluster. By using RBAC, you can limit the privileges of users and applications to only what they need to access, reducing the risk of unauthorized access. 2. Use network policies. As mentioned earlier, network policies allow you to control the traffic flow to and from your applications by defining rules that specify which pods can communicate with each other. By using network policies, you can limit the exposure of your containerized applications to the network and reduce the risk of malicious traffic. 3. Use secure container images. Use only trusted and signed container images from reputable sources. Ensure that images are scanned for vulnerabilities and are kept up to date with the latest security patches. By following these Kubernetes security best practices, you can significantly reduce the risk of cyber attacks and unauthorized access to your containerized applications. Securing container images and Kubernetes components. Securing container images and Kubernetes components is critical to ensure the overall security of your Kubernetes cluster. Here are some best practices to secure container images and Kubernetes components. 1. Use trusted sources for container images. Use only container images from trusted sources and reputable repositories. Verify the identity and integrity of the container image by checking its digital signature and ensure that the image is free from known vulnerabilities. 2. Scan container images for vulnerabilities. Use container image scanning tools to scan the images for vulnerabilities and malware. Regularly scan images to detect any new vulnerabilities and apply the latest security patches. 3. Use secure image registries. Use secure image registries that are protected by authentication and access controls. Ensure that the registry is properly configured to prevent unauthorized access and data breaches. 4. Implement RBAC. Implement Role-Based Access Control, RBAC, to restrict access to Kubernetes components and resources based on user roles and permissions. This can help prevent unauthorized access and data breaches. By implementing these best practices, you can significantly reduce the risk of security breaches and data leaks in your Kubernetes cluster. Logging and monitoring in Kubernetes. Logging and monitoring are essential for maintaining the health and security of a Kubernetes cluster. Here are some best practices for logging and monitoring in Kubernetes. 1. Use a centralized logging solution. Use a centralized logging solution, such as Elasticsearch or Splunk, to collect and store logs from all nodes in the cluster. This makes it easier to search, analyze, and troubleshoot logs. 2. Implement log rotation. Implement log rotation to ensure that logs are not stored indefinitely and do not consume too much disk space. Configure log rotation to delete old logs or archive them to a storage system. 3. Use structured logging. Use structured logging to make it easier to search and analyze logs. Use a common logging format across all applications and components in the cluster. 4. Use a monitoring system. Use a monitoring system, such as Prometheus, to collect metrics from the Kubernetes API server, nodes, and applications running in the cluster. This can help you detect and troubleshoot issues before they impact the cluster. By implementing these logging and monitoring best practices, you can maintain the health and security of your Kubernetes cluster, troubleshoot issues more effectively, and improve the overall performance of your containerized applications. Thanks for watching. For more information, like, comment, and subscribe our channel.